Welcome to episode number 3. I've got guest number 2 on today, and her name is Susan, spelled with a space when it's appropriate. She's a Malaysian Dark Pop artist, and if you're curious about what that is or you just want to listen to some good music, obviously check her music out. I'll have her links down in the description below on YouTube. If you're on Spotify, it'll be in the show notes. I think that's what it's called. I came across her music while scrolling on TikTok a couple of months ago, and she has a song called If You Love Someone, and I swear I cannot exaggerate this, but it literally gave me chills. And it's been a while since like new music has given me that kind of effect, but once in a while you come across some gems like this and can't help to wonder what the person behind the music is like. So yeah, I was really stoked when she decided to come on this humble podcast with me, and I was really happy with the conversation we had. Hopefully big things coming up for her this year. She's got a couple of releases just out about a month ago, and I think new releases around the block as well. She also has her podcast, which I enjoy listening to, and I think it's making a comeback in the second quarter of this year. I'm hoping to catch some of her live performances as well, as I'm interested to see how her music plays on a live setting. Anyways, for those of you who are watching the video part of this as well, today's photo walk video was shot sometime in December 2023, so that was about a month ago when I was in Singapore. I'm shooting on the Canon M6 Mark II with an EF-M 55 to 200mm f4.5 to 6.3 lens. Then I switch it out for the gorgeous EF-M 32mm f1.4 during the night part of this photo walk. Sit back, relax, and please enjoy my beautiful voice for slightly less than an hour. I just want to really make sure that I get this right. How do I pronounce your name?
Honestly, it's become such a great conversation starter for me when I talk to other people, because it's pronounced as Susan, as how one normally would say Susan. But I had a space in between because that's how my name is in my ID.
Oh.
So how in Chinese culture, usually when parents give you a name, the first character is your last name, and then the other two characters is your first name, supposedly. And then my dad, he loves the name Susan so much that he decides to call me Susan, but then in order to make sense in the Chinese context, he just break it into Susan. So it's out of convenience sake, if anything. But yeah, it's become such a great conversation starter when I talk to other people, because
it's also made a good it's also made a good branding thing, because no one's gonna mistake looking for your name,
Exactly. Actually, I went through a phase of trying to decide what do I want to call myself when I put out my work. So initially I started with, because I don't know if you are familiar with my music work, way before whatever that you're hearing now, I actually put out more Mandarin songs. And then the way a lot of my peers was doing is that they would put their first name and then their Mandarin name. And then for me, I was I didn't think too much about it. So I was just okay, I'll go with the flow. I'll call Susan Yang Susan, which is my Mandarin name. I think something along the line. And then I went through identity crisis. I'm nobody's gonna search my Mandarin name. Who the hell does that? It's so inconvenient. And then I decided to change it to Susan Yong. And then I went through a phase with Susan Yong, which is usually how people would address me, Susan and my last name Yong. And then I think it was until I had my second EP out, Wicked Land. Then I really sat down with myself and I'm dude, if I really want to stand out in a crowd, I don't think Susan Yong is a really stand-out-ish name. And I've always loved my name as Susan, break it apart, because it just stands out a little bit more. So I decided to go back to using my first name as it is, and here we are. Yeah.
Very interesting. Very nice.
Yeah. That was a long-winded answer to answer you. It's short answer is call me Susan. I'll turn around.
No, but it's important. It's
Yeah.
important for me to know that
Yeah.
because I mean, yeah,
Absolutely.
it's yeah. So, I mean, do you feel like after you sorted the name part out, do you feel like because I did check out the Mandarin music you put out and it doesn't I don't know for this I don't know if it's weird to say it this way, but it doesn't sound similar to the stuff that you've been putting out lately.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, do you feel like it was also an opportunity to like rebrand yourself as well?
For sure, yeah, for sure. Also because I feel like when I first started out in this journey, I didn't know a lot of things, and a lot of things that I just did it because my peers was doing it, and I didn't know better. I didn't have the vocabulary to communicate, or I wasn't as aware as I am now with the stuff that I need to do, the stuff that I'm supposed to be doing, the stuff that I want to project to other people. So it was just really like doing music in the purest of heart. If I could put it that way. A lot of exploring, I would say, and also because I was working with a different producer at that time, and the stuff that he was better at is more of a band sound kind of thing. So naturally, the stuff that we ended up putting out is a bit more like that. And I feel like, again, like going back to Wicked Land, I feel like it's still, it feels like it's probably too soon to say this in my career because I literally just started, but it felt like you said, like it's a moment that I literally could take to rebrand myself and reposition myself on how I want to communicate using my art, my music, and stuff like that. So yeah.
Okay, very nice.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, we kind of like when we go through these like phases in life, I feel like our music changes as well. Like, was that like a big like change because your music drastically changed? I know that different producer thing made a difference, but it's quite a big difference, right? Like I'm not delusional
No,
about
you're
this,
not.
right?
You're not delusional. No, absolutely not. I think it was I think the most drastic change for me at that time, moving from my previous project up till Wicked Land, was the language. Like the stuff before was a mix. Well, I wouldn't even say it's a mix. It's very like Mandarin driven. And yeah, I feel like once I decided that I want to use English a bit more or as the main language to communicate in my music, like everything just changed for me. So yeah, you're not delusional. I feel like the language did play a huge part in it. And also, obviously I've grown as well in terms of, I'm more clear in the type of music that I want to do. So I'm very intentional about my writing style as well as the collaborator that I bring into my project. So yeah, it's a little bit more intentional now compared to before. So
Okay, very nice. But I think I think I don't know. I'm going based off your cover art.
yeah,
Like
go for it.
there are like two Mandarin songs with that similar cover art with your I should say that I forgot the song name, so I'm so sorry. It's if you love someone and Wicked Land, and there was another song, Folie à deux, is it?
Folie à deux.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
Folie à deux. That's just me
Folie à
being
deux.
extra. But yes, sorry, what was the question?
Do you have two other Mandarin songs with the similar themed cover art, right? Was this
Like a more red dominant color or...
See, I might be really wrong.
No, I think like in my earlier work, I think probably it's the first EP you're talking about. Maybe, I don't know.
Okay.
It's called 床底下的怪物. So Monster Under the Bed was my first EP.
Okay, so yeah, I know that one.
Yeah.
I think you had there's a song called Tun, is it? Sorry, my
Yeah,
memory's
yeah,
really bad, but
Twin.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not, is that from that EP as well?
That one is from Wicked Land. So in
Oh, yeah,
so in
that was
Wicked
what I
Land,
asked,
in
like-
Wicked Land, most of the artwork is like dark green. So I don't think it's very similar to what I have currently, though. Is it?
Oh no, as in not the new one, not the new one, as in like the
okay.
similar to Wicked Land. That's
Oh
what I
yeah,
was saying.
yeah.
So yeah,
So Twin, if you love someone, the whole Wicked Land EP, obviously they fall under the same body of work. So aesthetically, that was also when I started exploring a little bit into like aesthetic. On like, like if I want to make it into the EP, I feel like they all have to kind of look similar in a way. So the way I went about with Wicked Land was I wanted to convey like a life cycle. So if you look from the first, so how Wicked Land was released is through like single. So like I have 4 singles, and then I wrap everything under an EP. So the way the songs are put out, you can see like a life cycle of a butterfly. So you see like the eggs, and then you see caterpillar, and then you see what do you call the in between phase between a caterpillar and a
cocoon.
Yeah,
or
the
something.
cocoon phase, and then you go into butterfly, leaving the shell and all that. So so that was when I started thinking more about it. But in terms of execution, obviously, like I feel like it was a learning process for me and my designer as well. So yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. Wait, do you work with the same designer from like the first EP as well?
No.
Oh,
Wait.
okay. So it's a different designer.
So the first EP and the second EP is from the same designer, Lian, whom we're still in contact. I love her. We knew each other from work. And I got her to just work on this side project with me. And then, And currently with my newer project, I'm working with another visual director called Ivan. So yeah.
Very nice. I love the new cover art you did with the In My Head one.
Right. Oh my
That's so
God.
cool.
It's
Yeah.
so amazing. I love Ivan's work. Like I got to know him through a program organized by this agency called CAA. And then they were doing this like free Ableton music production for dummies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I know that.
yeah, you probably heard of it. Like they're trying to recruit like all like anyone who has like slight interest in making music. So I knew Ivan from there, and then we started talking. I worked with him on a project that is not my music project. And then I quite enjoy my experience of working together with him. And when the time came, I had to start putting together, my visuals for my newer work. I thought of just bringing him on board to be the creative director, to lead the creative, because I have ideas, but I don't know how to do it. Like in a way, like, I don't know how to execute it. And I love working with other people, because I always find that working with other creatives allow me to elevate my work as well. So like it's like a win-win situation, right? So yeah, I reached out to him, and then he was glad to be on board as well. And then initially it wasn't that elaborate, to be honest. When I started sharing with him my idea, I actually just wanted to do like, maybe like we can come up with certain ideas, and then I'll just like shoot the photos in my house. Like it's just gonna be like really like homey and all that. And then he took the idea, he thought about it, and then he came back. He's like, Sue, like, why don't we just like do it properly? Like we just like flesh out the idea, and then just work on work with a more holistic process, if that makes sense. But yeah, so essentially, like he wanted to have a proper shoot, and then we shoot everything, and then we basically curate like the stuff that we like, and then just lay it out as my song releases come out, if that makes sense. So yeah, it ended up being like a production, well, a proper shoot, but also like with both of my dear friends as well, Adrian as well as Victor, they were happy. They were helping me with my music project before as well. So when time comes that I want to do a photo shoot, like I know who I wanted to call already. So yeah, it felt really nice to work with like all my creative friends because they're all amazing. So yeah, I'm glad you liked it. Long story short, again, and I'm really looking forward to the artwork that's gonna come because I've seen some of the newer stuff. So I'm like really excited for it. So yeah.
That's the feeling, right? You see all the work that you can't wait to share to people, but then you do want them to keep it away so that people kind of like want it, you know?
Yeah. We like Ivan and I, we are very proud of the stuff that we have so far. It was something new to him as well, because well, that he literally told me like his stuff is a little bit more calm, like it doesn't do like. Basically, when I saw his portfolio before we started working on my stuff, my thought was, wow, like his taste and his style is very he's got a bit of like retro in his work, and then he brought a bit of like freshness to the artwork that he did. And for my stuff is like usually very chaotic. Like visually, I don't like something that's calming. I want to make people feel on edge, and that goes with my music as well. Like I
I was just gonna say that your music does that as
well. So essentially, like he told me like this is something new to him as well. So I'm glad it worked out for both of us.
That's nice. I'm glad it worked out into the elaborate project you guys ended up doing, because the results show, it's really nice.
And then we ended up having so many like behind the scenes and like really random photos. I'm like, oh my God, these are content for me. So as someone who wants to promote her stuff, this is just heaven. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I'm very sure that like if you ended up doing it at home, you'd still have ideas to make content, because that whole you'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll get there when we get there, right? Yeah.
So I was since we're on the topic of like I noticed you do a lot of things. Like the reason why I got you here realistically is because there's like I noticed that like a lot of things that you do like pretty different, or I don't know if it's intentional or not, that I don't see them done pretty common. I think your music itself, it's pretty unique.
Thank you.
Like and and this coming from someone who like I used to work in the industry, like doing production and stuff, so we've been through like how it's like working there. You listen to different kinds of music every single day, yet sometimes some things just stick out a little bit more. And to me, yours did.
Oh, thanks. I really appreciate it when people say that. I'm like, yes, like I've done it. No, it is a really satisfying feeling, like because the intention was there, and then as a listener, you felt it. So like, it felt like my intention was communicated concisely. So I'm like, yes, that's a win for me. And for me as well, like to go into slightly more detail, like I think the first song that I heard, because I was just scrolling on TikTok, and then I found one of your posts, and then I think it was I don't remember what post it was, but I remember the music that was coming. It was your music, and I remember it was the chorus for if you love someone, right? Not somebody, right? Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the chorus for Interview with Someone, I think during like the second or third chorus, like there's this like super cool piano line that goes over it.
I love it, and the chord changes. I'm like,
Yeah, they're so like not conventional, but yet it caters to the mood so well.
I know that.
And I'll be honest, I have no idea what the song's.
Fair play. Valid. Like going back to like the piano playing, I would give credit to to Wen Hong, Hugh. I think he liked to be identified as Hugh, but Hugh is like my he's basically my producer and like longtime collaborator. So I started working on Wicked Island with him. I really like dig his stuff, and If You Love Someone was just amazingly done. He played the piano. He's a piano teacher, but he hates playing piano for when like, you know, like when it comes to music production for other people. So like knowing that, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so appreciative like that you're willing to do that for me. And yeah, like I have nothing to say. It's amazing. I'm always constantly surprised by his stuff. To be really honest.
Sorry, Jen, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you there, but
Yeah.
like I was just wondering how involved are you when like say for example that song itself, how involved are you with because I know you produce like you co-produce your stuff, right? How involved are you with like the individual performances of like these things? Are you fully like just like, can you try this, can you try that, or like are you like, can you do something and I'll see whether I like it kind of thing?
I'm definitely the latter, like the more hands-off one. So my way of working with my collaborator or with Hugh is that I will like whip up some demo and then I'll just put my vocals in and then I'll finish the lyrics. Sometimes it's undone, but like a placeholder. And then once I feel like, okay, like I feel like this song we can go into like production or like we can start to properly like produce it, then my first step is usually sending it to Hugh and I'm like, okay, this is what I have. These are the references. Do what you will with it. So it's pretty hands off because like I really like his work. So in a way that I feel like I would love for him to explore as well. So like I don't want to give too much restriction for him to be able to do the things he like or the things that he find interesting. So after he's done with like the first draft of arrangement, then he'll send it back to me. Usually I wouldn't have much comment about it because it's just like so refined already. So I will go ahead and produce my own vocals. And once I'm done, and then I'll send it back to him and then he'll refine it a bit more. And then that's pretty much like how we've been working in the past year. And it's worked for me and it's worked for him. So yeah.
That's so sick.
Yeah, I know. It's really hard to find someone who's able to work with you like that. I realize it's really, really rare to be able to do that. So that's what made me feel like extra grateful for him to want to still work with me.
And I mean, the cool thing also is like I mean, not him, but collectively, everyone kind of still contributes to the sound, the overall sound that you have and the overall aesthetic, as you mentioned.
Yeah. Like
it's cool that you found like this group of people like from like different areas of your life to kind of just work with you on these things that, you know, complete who you are as an artist.
Honestly, it's crazy. I didn't think I would be able to do it by myself. But yeah, like I feel like all of these it's somehow, I don't believe in like fate, but somehow I feel like it is fate. I don't know how else to put it. I feel like it feels like it's meant to be. Like it's meant to, like I'm meant to meet this person at this stage of my life and we're meant to do this work together. So yeah.
That's super cool. I know I say that after every sentence you say, but
it's cool. I can hear more of that. No, just kidding.
Okay. So like I don't know how, I didn't know how to like ask this without sounding weird, but like what like you name your the genre that you kind of like work in, like you call it dark pop. Is it something that you've come up with, or is it just is it a popular? I couldn't find much on it.
Yeah.
So
I actually have read it somewhere, but like it's not very like well known, like this term, because the way music has evolved, it's got so many sub genres now, and we got like what hyper pop and like bubblegum pop and anti pop. It's just like a bunch of like sub genres. I don't know how I stumbled into the word dark pop, but I just remember like having to describe, like if I were to describe my music to someone, like what words would I use? It's probably unhinged, raw and dark, and none of the other words sounds nice. Like if I were to like stick it with the word pop at the end, dark sounds the best. So I'm like, oh, I suppose dark pop it is. But how I would define dark pop, it's basically like a song that still has a pop structure. So we're talking about like verse, pre-chorus, chorus, and then maybe like a middle eight, and then going back to chorus. But it has more of a darker vibe. So we're talking about like a heavier synth type of arrangement, a darker theme even. We're not talking about like happy romantic kind of stuff. So that's how I define it. So it could be from like a music arrangement point of view. It could also be from a thematic point of view. So yeah.
What do your most of your, because again I don't understand what those songs are about. What do you like, what do you think like what would you say your most of your music kind of like the topics that your music kind of goes around? Like what do you think, like what would you say they are? Because again I couldn't find lyrics. Where like your Spotify.
Oh my god,
so,
you know
so
what, I feel like I should work on that. Like honestly, I've been thinking about it. Thank you for bringing this up.
I couldn't find your lyrics. I was trying to figure it out, and I'm like, how do I find your lyrics? And it didn't help that like your new the new track you had. What are those lyrics?
What are
like
those lyrics?
Not the song, right? They're not from the song, right? I'm pretty sure. I was like trying to read it like the other day.
No, I
like,
feel like I should work on it because I've been trying to find my own lyrics on Spotify as well. I know what I've written, but it would be nice if I have like something to read when I'm on Spotify.
Right. Is it a difficult process? I have no idea how that works.
Actually, I don't know. I have to figure this out, and I'll get back to you maybe the next time when we do like a podcast episode. But yeah, I definitely, it's something that has been on my to-do list that I certainly need to address it. But going back to your question about like the topic or like the theme that I'm more inclined to write. I feel like if I were to put it into like a bucket, it's probably a bunch of conversation that I have in my mind that I wouldn't want to have with other people. Like all my mental struggles, emotional moments in my life that I felt like I don't know if it's something that I want to share with my friends or family. Hence, the ironic way to do it is to put it into songs and share it with public.
Makes total sense.
Exactly. Yeah, like I feel like if looking back, like to Wickedland, I feel like it's definitely like it's some of the conversation that I or like topics that I've been thinking. But I don't really want to share with my parents or like my friends, or I don't know how to share. Without feeling like I'm gonna be judged. So to avoid that process, we are, totally not doing that like conversation therapeutic session with our friends. I'm putting it into a song. So that's one way to deal with that. Yeah, and even with like in my head as well, my newer release, it's about my mental state during the COVID lockdown, because it felt like a Groundhog Day for everyone, right? Like, I'm sorry, that's my watch.
It's okay.
Every day felt like a Groundhog Day, and like all the stuff that I was going through, it was in my head. So it was literally like, if I go to a place where the sun won't find us, like, will you stay? So like all the conversations I felt like I should have had with other people, it's written in my songs.
Nice. Are you ever gonna have those conversations in real life?
It depends if and when it comes up. I feel like when I'm having conversation with other people, usually I'm better at holding space for other people. So it's really rare for me to like sit down and have a have a session like this with other people talking about myself, because I want to ask questions. I'm always very curious about other people's thought more than like me wanting attention to my own thoughts. So yeah, long story short, I don't know if I would ever have those conversations. If and when I feel appropriate, or like the questions comes up, then maybe I'll talk about it. Otherwise,
Nice.
I'm pretty cool with just like channeling it to my music.
I have a suggestion. Just send it to them.
Send the songs to them and be like, this is what I'm going through, guys. But the thing is that I can do that, but then like the moment I wrote the song, it's not produced yet. So by the time my friends hear like a done song that is out there, like I'm already through it. So it's like, that is no point talking about it anymore, guys. I've moved on. So yeah.
I think a neat exercise next time would just to be like, how fast can I produce this song before the feeling fades?
Oh my god. I think so. I think that should be my next like goal. How fast can I do it?
Yeah.
But no, I feel like whenever I finish written a song, like it always feels very raw and fresh, that I wouldn't want to share with other people. I don't know. It feels like a little secret. Like whenever I finish writing a song, I'm like, I don't want to tell you. Yeah, even like with some songs, right? It's been in my folder for so long that I know it's done. I know it's ready to go to like, we can start production, but I just couldn't find the heart to share it yet for some reason. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it takes a bit of like patience to find the right time to work on stuff as well, honestly. Even though like they might seem like things are ready, sometimes we need to be in the right mindset for certain projects to have a go ahead. So
Yeah, true that.
Nice. Yeah. So next time just ignore that and just go. Wait, how much material do you usually have that you just never look at again, or you might just come back 10 years from now and just look at, like, do you just like have like seeds like just all around for like like, do you just have a folder of stuff that you just never work on, like you just started and just like left there?
I do. I do.
No, all of us do. Like, please, all of us do. That's normal.
Yeah, I do.
How big is that folder?
I don't know. I've lost count. So when I think I go through phases. So for example, with the new works that I'm gonna release, I had like a phase where I will write every day for a good 3 months. So every day I have a goal of like, I need to at least work on one song, like have the structure or like have some melodic idea going on before I call it a day. So during that time, I literally have, I don't know, at least 90 songs, if like one day a song. So 3 months, that's 90 songs. And then from there, I would find the ones that I like, the ones that I feel like there's potential in it, and then I'll flesh out a bit more. So usually when I started writing, the songs aren't, like, I cannot finish writing one song in one sitting most of the time. So it usually happens when I revisit the projects. So yeah. So that was then, and then I stopped writing for a while for like a good half a year, and then
wait, when was this?
That was 2021, I think. So that was like 2 years ago. Yeah, 2021. And then I stopped writing because I was in the production mode of the songs that I had. So I don't have any new materials then. And once I feel like, okay, I'm more freed up to write more stuff, then I will write more stuff. So for example, for now, because I'm pretty much done with the production for all of the songs up until next year, April, May. So I'm rolling out the stuff until next April, May. So meanwhile, I have extra capacity, then I am basically writing more stuff for the next project already. So yeah.
So I haven't been able to catch your like lives, like your TikTok lives recently.
Oh no,
because I've
it's
been like,
cool. Don't worry about it. It was for fun. Like there's literally nothing of substance there.
no, but like, I mean, you're literally my entertainment sometimes, because like
Really?
coincidentally you go live during the
Yeah.
no, you go live during the days where like I actually have to travel a little bit,
Gotcha.
and then like
Yeah.
coming back to KL, and then I'm just like, your live is like on. I'm just like, yeah, I'll just leave it there.
And I talk about the randomest thing, like in like honestly, like I don't
Yeah.
even know what I'm doing with live on TikTok. I'm just like trying with this new like platform and just like seeing where it can lead. So just kind of exploring at the moment. So yeah, so far it's been nice. You found me, so it's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. I can't pinpoint the first time I actually found I mean I remember hearing I think your TikToks might have like come across my For You page like a couple of times, and then I
Yeah.
just like there was just the one time when I heard again
If You Love
the
Someone.
chorus for
Yeah.
If You Love Someone. That's when it kind of just like, yo, this is cool. Like
Yo.
but I think it did. I'm pretty sure like some of your stuff has like come over, but I don't. I remember seeing your name there,
Fair point.
but I don't remember like what the content was, because you upload pretty like quite a lot as well. So I honestly can't remember anything.
Yeah, I'm really trying to like trying to build my community out there. I'm really trying to like make more content, so like I allow myself to be discovered by other people, because
Yeah.
I try to get out of my own way, if that makes sense. So like if by any
And
chance
that's
people
really
can
great as
find
well,
me,
yeah.
that's amazing. So yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, I think like it's working out well as well, and your TikTok lives are very entertaining most of the time.
Thanks.
I can't say all the time because I haven't been there half the time recently.
That's entirely cool. Don't worry about it.
I mean, I don't aim to be there. It's just like coincidentally I get into my car and I see like, oh, Susan is like live. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, cool.
Yeah, and there's like a
So,
few
yeah.
like constant like followers who would be there to just like cheer me up, or like we'll just
Community.
hang and we just talk about the most random stuff on TikTok as well.
That's how you start the community.
That's how you start a community. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do too.
Yeah. I like your DJ nights.
Oh my god, that was
I especially
that happened really rarely, and it only happens for like 30 seconds each time. So
Huh, really? No. I
wait,
mean,
do you mean like DJ
no,
with
that-
like
that-
with me like queuing up the songs, or like with the lights?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
No,
okay.
queuing up the songs.
Okay, because I have moments where I'm like, okay, this song feels like it's calling for like a disco light. So I have a ring light.
Oh no, I've seen that before as well.
seen that?
Like once.
Yeah, so I was saying, I was thinking about that. That happens really rarely. So if you're able to capture that, that's like, yeah,
Yeah, I've seen that once.
Okay.
Yeah, I especially enjoy when you do when you play the musical stuff.
Oh my god, I love musical. I'm a nerd. Like when it comes to musical, I'm just in love with the whole genre, like the culture, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just in awe with musical. I love musical.
Yeah.
It's great. Everyone should listen to musical.
The- and I've watched a lot of like musicals, like you know those production, like how do I put this, like this like film production musicals, but I've actually never I've only watched a few like live. Like it's weird. I was in New York for a while and I barely went to Broadway.
No. Well, there's still
out of all
time.
things, I watched Matilda once.
That was a film, or like a proper actual
No,
in a
live,
theater.
like a theater.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
How was it?
I watched Matilda. Only one of the best experiences of my life. Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah.
I went with my cousins at that time, so
That was in New
that
York?
That was really nice. Yeah.
Amazing. That was
So
great.
I used to live. Yeah, I for a couple of years I was living near New York. I was in I was in Boston.
Okay.
So I don't know if you know where. No.
Boston is
You know where
slightly northern of New York.
Nearby.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and New York was like my favorite city to like go to. Every time I had like a break from school, I'm just like, okay, I'm going to
Cool.
take a bus to New York.
Cool. Wait, so you did
It's
your
really cheap.
bachelor? Oh wait, so you did your studies in Boston?
Yeah, I am a Berkeley dropout.
You're Whoa, that's a
I was
whole
there for
other
3
story.
semesters.
You were there for 3 semesters.
Yeah, I was there for 3 semesters.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, sorry. Like,
Yeah.
I have to ask you, why did you drop out?
Huh? Why didn't I drop out sooner? I think that was
Really?
a better question.
Wait.
Okay, no, it's a very good school. It's
Okay.
the best. It's my favorite experience there. It's just that like my mind just comes to like, how are my parents gonna pay for this,
Oh
and
my
how am I gonna
God.
make the money back? Like,
Okay.
what am I gonna do after
Got
that? You
it.
know, and it's ridiculous. House pricing and like house pricing in Boston is like super expensive. I was living I was sharing an apartment with my girlfriend, now wife. And we like the rent for a small 1-bedroom apartment, and you wouldn't believe how small these apartments are because they're city center Boston, I mean, close to city center Boston. They're Back Bay area, so it's
Yeah.
like right by Berkeley, and the rent that you pay there is double the rent you would pay for a condo in Malaysia with like 3 bedrooms, like double that.
Damn. Wait, so how much was
So-
it like per month? They count by per month, right?
Yeah. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was 1,800 USD per month.
Oh my God, that is expensive.
Yeah. So that's why I left. It was just money. I would have loved to graduate, but no,
Yeah,
it didn't
no.
make sense.
Honestly. Okay,
Yeah.
that was a wise. You were wise when you were young. Oh my God.
I wasn't young, to be fair. I was like 25. I know.
Okay. Still, wow. Damn. I did my bachelor's in Wisconsin, Madison. So like
Wisconsin.
in the Midwest.
Yeah, the middle areas.
Yeah, the Midwest. That like you get a lot of snow,
Okay.
but like no other things to do. But I think Chicago was my New York. So
Okay.
yeah, so like I would go to Chicago a lot for like to do like city stuff. But yeah, like the rent in Wisconsin isn't as bad as what you said. I'm like, that's insane. I remember paying like what,
Yeah.
$350 per month for my rent.
Wait, sorry. Did you have like housemates?
No, I was staying in a studio. So like it was a studio with like a tiny kitchen and all that. So $350. That's considered cheap, I think.
That is very cheap.
Within the area that I was in. Also because it's in the Midwest, so like
Right.
I think that helps as
Yeah.
well. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not my luck.
God, that's insane.
I mean, but to be fair, Berkeley's pretty cool. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade it out for it. I feel like the reason what I do, like the way I like, I mean, the reason I do what I do today, a big part of it has to be because of like Berkeley.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had amazing teachers. I mean, most of them, like I had really good experiences with them, and the whole school infrastructure itself was really yeah, it's really well managed. It's really cool.
Right.
I didn't stay there till the end. I heard that like the longer you stay, the more you find out their flaws. But I left at the right point where like I only had the sweet memories.
That's good. That's good. But what instrument were you like majoring in?
Guitar, electric guitar.
Got
I mean guitar, whatever guitar.
Cool.
But yeah, I was doing but I was doing what was my they call it a major. So I was majoring in film scoring.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
That's really, really
Yeah.
cool.
And yeah, I thought that would fit what I was looking for in like the arts. Basically, like I'm this like science stream kid who depends a lot on logic.
Yeah.
Like not the software, but like logic.
Yeah.
And then I'm not good at making stuff out of thin air because I'm not artistic that way. But then when I go to the science stream stuff, like besides concentrating on just studying physics because I had a good teacher once, I find it boring after a while, even though I could be good at some of them.
Right.
So like film scoring felt like the best thing for me because it was like I now have the logic part of it because there's like visuals that I work with to emphasize
Yeah.
or play with,
Yeah.
and then the artistic part of me just like finding solutions to work with it. And I thought that was a perfect thing. So it was a very nice course, very nice teachers, a very depressing course to be honest, but
I imagine.
you go
Yeah.
in there and like you go in there, the first thing they tell you is just like usually what happens in like film production is that like everyone gets the budget for everything, and then at the end they either go with you or stop music.
Yeah, it's with like film production or like any like production that has to do with visual, the music or like the sound usually is the last part of the food chain. So you're just literally getting like scraps from other people. It's honestly still the same. It hasn't changed. So yeah.
I know you do production work. Do you do other things other than just like your own music? Like, do you have a day job, quote unquote?
I do. So I don't know, we probably wouldn't be able to find this information anywhere else because I don't publicize it. So I actually did film studies when I was in the US.
Oh.
And then I stumbled into advertising when I came back to Malaysia, and
wait, I'm sorry, hold on. Film studies meaning like music or just film?
Film, like actual film production, script writing, like the whole shebang. And then I came back and I stumbled into advertising without really understanding like the ecosystem of advertising. So it was really nice as a first job. So I really got to like to the mindset of like, oh, like this is how the ecosystem work in advertising, and this is how people make money, and this is how they spend their money and all that. And that time I was a creative producer, so I was basically doing a lot of producing stuff for brand commercials. So I did a lot of pitching, and that was my day job when I was working music on the side. And during COVID, I kind of felt that I have plateaued, and I wanted, like everyone else during COVID, like they want to find like a higher meaning or like a purpose in their life. So a lot of them pivot. Same for me as well in some ways. I decided to apply for the Chevening Scholarship. Don't know if you've heard of them.
I have not.
Yeah, so basically,
what is that?
Chevening Scholarship basically is a scholarship started by the UK government. So like they wanted to basically fund like future leaders from all the different countries by having people to go to UK and do their masters for 1 year, and then the term is that you have to go back to your country and serve. So the tuition fee was paid for. You get stipend for every month. So in 2021, I found out that I was gonna go to UK. So packed my bags, left my job, and then went to UK for a year and a half. And admittedly, I played and traveled more than I studied.
Oh no, you have to.
Exactly, right? Like when else am I gonna do that without baggage? So
Wait, where in UK did you go to?
I went to Cardiff. So like in Wales, like
Wales, right?
Yeah,
okay.
a place like this. It feels like a middle child that like no one ever remembers. so I was there. It was just nice because I feel like if I were put into like in London, I would get a lot of distraction, and the cost of living is definitely higher there. So in Wales, I managed to do like, I managed to travel to London whenever I want to because it's still quite close to London, but I still get to like get away from all the distractions when I need to as well. So that was just nice. And it's a relatively close-knit community. It feels like everyone knows everyone. So yeah. Wait, what was the question again? I think I lost track. Oh, do I have a day job? So yes, after that, I came back, and then I'm currently in between things. So I'm working in a record label now. And then basically I help out with the business development side of things. And that aside, I also do like, if there's any like freelance project that comes up, I would do it as well in terms of like audio production. If I can manage, then I would do it. So yeah, this is where I am at the moment.
Nice.
So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and you're releasing music as well, so that's really cool.
Oh my god, yes. Also, I intend to like bring back my podcast next year as well, and I want to do like a video version as well. So I'm also in the midst of figuring out like how I want to make it a sustainable thing. So yeah.
Okay.
So that's in the works.
What do you mean by sustainable?
I want to be able to pay like the crew or like my friends slash my crew.
Oh, so you're gonna have a production crew like for that?
Not exactly like a huge crew. Just like maybe someone to help on set to like set the lighting and like maybe just take care of the camera when I roll. So yeah, just like helpers, PA, and maybe videographer. But you know, like it's the kind of thing where like I can get friends to do it, but I would rather pay them.
Right.
So like it feels fair to do that. So yeah.
Yeah. Very nice. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that.
Thanks.
I found your podcast also through one of your TikToks, and then I was just like, I'm just curious on what it was, and then
oh my god.
I listened to some of them. I haven't gotten through all of them. Admittedly, I listen to podcasts a lot, so that's why I was like, when I saw you, when I saw that you said you do a podcast, I was just like, wait, really? Then I just like checked it out.
Yeah, do you remember the experience though? Because I'm like trying to figure out like, is there any way to better it?
Yeah.
And you know, like when you ask your friends, they are usually really nice. Like there's no like, you know, like there wouldn't be something they feel like I feel like, okay, like I can make this better kind of thing. So if you have any comment though, like I would really love to like, I don't know, improve it if and when you have them.
No, I honestly super cool. Because it's super polished, right? Like the way you do it as well. As in polished, as in like I don't know if you edit it in post or like your guests are just like really good at speaking, and so are you. But
okay,
all your transitions are very seamless. All your intros are like your introductions like through every episode.
Yeah.
I think some of them you have intros. I don't remember.
Yeah.
All of them do. I think the one that I could probably remember the most is the 2-part episode you had at the end.
With Martin. I love Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also with I don't know how to pronounce her name. Pichu.
Yeah. Pichu is
I've
an
never
amazing
met her,
person.
But I've never met her, but like her bandmates are like my friends.
Oh, cool. I actually haven't.
Some of them.
Yeah, I actually haven't met her in real like live too.
Oh, okay.
So I feel like, okay, so like the way you're doing your podcast or like whatever you're doing this now, like it is like I have the same intention. So like I just feel like, oh my god, like I feel like I want to meet people, but they want to be like too intrusive, maybe, I don't know. So I just slide into their DMs and be like, do you want to be on my podcast? So I can talk to other people, make content out of it, and you know, just hang out. So
Yeah, that is so cool. I totally weasel my way into people's lives like that as well.
Yes. That's the way to do it, honestly.
Why do you think I reach out to you?
Fair point. That's why I said yes so fast.
Yeah. Oh god.
Yeah.
No, I'm being outed now. Like everyone who like is on the next episode of this and stuff, they're gonna be like, "Oh, no, this guy sucks now."
No, I feel like it's
but yeah,
it's a perfectly valid
generally.
excuse / not excuse. Like how else? Like say if you're not the kind of person who is extroverted, like you wouldn't go out every like weekend just to meet people. And you wouldn't know what kind of people you'd be meeting. This way that we're doing, it's more intentional because like I dig your work. I want to talk to you about your work. I feel like that's a bit more intentional. So yeah.
Yeah. And we can't like sidetrack too much as well because like we literally know what we're talking about.
Exactly.
And like
exactly.
Yeah. So the focus is there. So like, you know, whatever information I want to dig out of you, it's just like everything's out.
Yeah. True that.
Do you have anything you want to plug for the 5 people who are gonna listen to this.
Wait, when is this coming out? When is this coming out?
I think probably maybe second week of December.
Oh, cool. I can definitely plug some stuff. Maybe. Well, anyway, I have a bunch of new stuff coming out. So I just released my single In My Head, and I will be releasing an EP on December the 8th. So don't know if it's gonna be out by then, but if it's out by then, go check it out. It's called Under Milk Wood. Absolutely love this work and the word.
Did you say Under Milk Wood?
Yes. Yes. Okay. It's also like I love it when I came out with the topic. Under Milk Wood is, well, I did not came out with the title, but it was inspired by this play called Under Milk Wood, surprise surprise, by Dylan Thomas. He's a Welsh poet. So so inside, like, he wrote this play called Under Milk Wood, and it's about like finding happiness in hardships and all that. So I thought like, it's so cool. So inside the EP as well, because I went to the Dylan Thomas museum when I was in Wales, in Swansea, and then I got to sample some stuff from the play, and then basically like I had it in the track list as well. So hence like I felt it was quite fitting to call it Under Milk Wood.
Wait, sorry, when you say sample the stuff, like, were you recording there?
I was recording, and then I took it into my production. So I manipulated it to a way that like I would understand it if I hear it, but as a listener you probably wouldn't be able to make sense of what the person is saying. But I like it.
But it's important to you. But
it's important to me to lay like the context. But as a listener, you probably wouldn't catch it. But that's cool. That's just for me.
Okay.
So yeah, Under Milk.
You should make a TikTok about that.
I should make a TikTok. Yeah, I think I would talk about it probably when it starts to roll out.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So in this EP there will be 4 tracks, and one of it is In My Head. And after this EP, I have a new song coming out in January, and then another EP coming out in February, and then we'll see how it goes.
That's a lot of EPs. Maybe
like an album in April. Yeah, so all the EP will be part of the album. So the way I'm rolling it out as well, it's so I have all the songs written, and when I listened to it during production, I was talking to Ivan, actually props to Ivan as well, because he was suggesting me to do that, because when he came into the project, oh my god, this is like a long ass story for a plug, but sorry, I'm so sorry, you can cut it out.
Go ahead.
But just
No,
for
okay,
your context, like when I brought Ivan on this project, he was like, when I listened to your tracks, like it felt better if it's like if you put it out as like a 3 act story. So that's what we're doing. Like the first EP is the first act, second EP is the second act, and then the album is like the third act. So yeah, that's the that's a long story to your answer. Again, I'm really like, I'm so sorry, I'm really chatty, but
it's okay.
But yes, so
I like this. It's very welcome information, because like I don't.
Yeah. So
this is why I do this.
Thanks. So yeah, so a bunch of new stuff coming out. So yeah.
Very nice. And also we have your podcast to look forward to hopefully soon.
Yes, hopefully next year, Q2, because I think I would probably start production in Q1. And by the time like you guys can listen to my stuff, and by the time my songs are done rolling out, you can listen to my podcast, like let's it's like an ecosystem, like you would not get rid of me.
No, but that's cool. Like you have like constant like content streaming for like people who do want to listen to your stuff. Evidently, like we're looking forward to see your community grow.
Oh my god!
And
fingers crossed.
Yeah. So again, now you have, after this podcast, you have 5 extra listens from your Spotify.
Yay! All is welcome. Honestly. Yeah.
So yeah, it's really nice talking to you.
It's been
Thank you
nice
so much
talking to you
for
too, Walter. Like, this is fun. This is fun. And I like cannot I like honestly also did not realize the time as well. It's like 12:30 now. Ah.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have work tomorrow? Oh wait, no, sorry, it's Sunday.
It's
Wait, do you
Sunday.
work on weekends?
I work from home mostly, so
Oh, okay, so
pretty chill.
whenever.
Whenever.
Sick. It's my birthday.
Oh, happy
right now.
birthday! Happy
Yes,
birthday to you.
Okay, cool. Nice.
Do you have any plans?
I forgot. I actually forgot it's my birthday. I just saw that it's. Yeah. Anyways.
God.
Yeah, I'm gonna click the stop record button.
Oh, no, yes, me too.